It's strong. It's strong. All right, so look, he's turtling right here, and I want to take the back. So what I'm gonna do is we'll take just like, yes, right there, okay? This hand has a shallow hook. I keep blocking this, hopefully to keep this space open. But what I'm doing is I keep giving him lateral pressure, okay? So what I'm gonna do is my hand post here, and I'm gonna move this knee out of the way. I'm gonna bump from here, throw my legs up, and take the back, okay? If you notice, the hook gets in, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But that doesn't matter, because what I want you guys to be able to do is to understand that. Right here. One thing that I'm showing is important. In order for him, okay, to turn to his back, he's got to use this leg here. And then you have this outside hook to be able to lift him here, okay? And you're going to lock your hip like so. Okay? Shallow hook, 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 and I want to pull him at an arc. I'm not pulling him to my left, and I'm pulling him so that he falls on my left arm, because that immediately goes in for a choke, because you want to start threatening a choke. So as I'm here, I'm giving him lateral pressure. My toes are dug in, okay? Because I need to do this. I need to put weight on my foot and lift my knee. As I lift my knee, I turn my hip and get here. And my left hand automatically comes in here, okay? What happens here is that when you have hooks, okay, and if you keep hooks right here, it's fairly easy for him to remove a hook with this hand, go to the foot, and remove it, and to begin to either turn enemy or just turn to his knees again and roll away, okay? Which is why you need to control the hips. So I'm going to show you the hip lock. So look, so right here, push, 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 push. When you push laterally, he has to use his right hand to keep balance on that side, and typically they'll push back in. Yes, right here, when you get that push back, it's like you leave and you go, and throw your hooks up, okay? Notice how this one didn't get quite in, okay? Because I know that here I have my hand choked. I'll do it from a different angle too. But what I really want is, I want this. So I can lift this now here, move it out of the way, and I'm gonna lock his hip right here. So now, can you turn into me? Can you turn away? So now he's locked in with the hip lock here. If I get two hooks, okay, here, watch how easily he can begin to turn. Just rotate to your right without even moving the hook. See that? And then I have to go here, and I have to remount, but I lost the back. I want to control the back. Bring your head of the camera. Shallow hook here, okay? I don't want to do this right here because he can bring his right hand back. Right elbow back, right. Yes, right here. And now if he rolls, he does that wrestler roll, and now I lost a very good position. So you want to have a shallow hook, okay? But enough of a hook to be able to hook his thigh. Because I want to be able to pull this leg here. If you're here, it won't work as much. Even with a gi, it's too much slack. So this shallow hook just pulls his leg enough to where I'm constantly giving him lateral pressure. See how he's got to push back? And when you do that, they're less likely to be able to use that right hand to trap your hand. Because if he does that, see how he falls over, and then you begin to dominate him, because you can get him on his side and so forth. And now he's already broken down in that turtle. There's just one way to break down a turtle. So from here, look, lateral pressure, shallow hook. My hand is right here, not out here, because he's gonna fall on my hand. And as I bump him here, I roll him at an arc, and I kick my legs up. It's very likely that sometimes you won't get that hook, okay? Because they'll fall on it, but you have the outside hook, and you have this constant attack of the neck, because now his hands have to respect the choke, otherwise he's gonna get choked. My right foot inserts back of his knee, and I lift it up like so. So that here, I can, right over left, I can lock his hip at 10. So now, he can't turn his hip. He can't turn into me, he can't turn away, and I can begin to attack here. So you have to be able to, it's right over left. If you go left over right, you don't have it. It can slip. When you go right over left, there's a wedge right here. and your feet are crossed, and you're pulling him in. So you have his hip and maybe a couple nuts. And if you do, it's gonna be tough for them to turn. Okay? So just like, anyways, the Minari. All right, so you're here, and that's all I want you to be, because now from here, you're choking him. And this is fairly a good position from where you can begin to attack the arms and attack the chokes. But the great thing about this position here, the only way that he could really get out of this is if he begins to use his right hand to push my knee and uncross it here. That's it right there. And the second he does that, you can go, and then you can recross it. And then now it's 2-on-1, okay? And now you slowly deteriorate him, yes, because he will typically put this hand here in order to be able to use this hand. There's no way to unlock this right here, and it's super, super tight. And I want to keep my hand under, because I assume, yeah, that he does this here. Second he does this, I can push this under and then lock it right here, okay? There's another way to secure that arm, but now from here, I get deeper, deeper, deeper here. I can get here, and you finish it, Damian Maya. Stop, okay? So this is take it to back. From the turtle, you can also, if you're more beginning, sit down, do it like this. Forward. With hooks, left hand over, right hand under seatbelt here. If you notice, I don't want to be all up on him like this. Okay, first of all, it looks weird, and it's not practical. I need to have my shoulders ahead of my hips. Okay, even though that you're seldom just going to be in this position, because usually you're going to be on one side or the other. Okay, when you have a stance, okay, and he wants to push himself back onto me, I can redirect him off the side. Okay. If you have your hips too close to him, apart from it being really weird, he can push himself with his chest right onto you here, then you can slide off and you can lose. Okay? So that right there, concept where your shoulders are ahead of the hips. If ahead meaning in front, okay? Put your hands on my shoulders, push, 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 push me on my back. You see how I can stay forward? If he brings my shoulders above or across my hip line, yeah, see that? But then you're able to go back to a guard, okay? Whenever you're in an open guard here, and they want to push you on your back, you even do this. Now go ahead and push. And even if he does that scoop from underneath, oh, okay, but you see how the head has to be ahead of the shoulders. Here, even here, stand my back. It's already, I don't have any leverage. Here, I do, especially when I reinforce it here. Yes, yeah, it's here. I could begin to, you know, I'm not going to take him over, but I can pull better guard. So, turn around. So the same concept applies here. When you have the back, and I'm here, okay, I have movement and space inside the hip. So, for those of you who want to take them back from the turtle, that's a good practice. For those of you who want to just start a little bit more basic, the seatbelt goes more under his armpit right here, not here. Okay, and then I'm gonna just fall to my left side here. Okay, walk your feet to the left. Yeah, here. Okay, you'll notice he can fairly easily begin to turn because now he feels that there's no like control of his hips. Take this right foot. Okay, lift the hook. One other thing is this. You know that in order for them to turn to their right, he needs to have his foot out here, and he's going to use also his left foot to turn, yes, and he turns his hips, yes, good, right? If he wants to go to his knees, his right leg is going to begin to move across the body and step to the left, yes. So that what you want to do is you want to entice them to basically think they can turn to their stomach by lifting this up and then locking it here, okay? And now they're not going anywhere. As your hand begins to attack, he begins to defend, and you're gonna get to here, your hand, keep it under. Don't bring it over yet right here, because I can begin to now, yeah, as he does that, I can get it here, I can lock it, and here I have a shallow crossing of the feet, shallow lock. Locking the hip, right here. You ask him to turn left, turn right, and he's good to go. So you can start on both. You can start just on the back already. Or you can start here. Just here you get the turtle. And you go right away. Try to lift him up, lock it, and then you're in a good situation. Yeah, right here. Like I can even get here. Lock your feet counterclockwise. Look, when you get to this position here, okay, I can grab his hand. I can do this, look. You put this right up here, and then this just slides up. And then you have a shallow cross. And you have this right here. Look, here, here. And it's all my good friend Damien Meyer. All right, let's try it. 1, 2, 3. You have an advanced way, you have a more of a beginner way.